he now has power of decree, doesn't need a parliament or a parliament building anymore. He will never set foot in the Reichstag again. They never bother cleaning it up after the fire. Gets a small renovation in the 60s and then a full renovation in the 90s when the government decides to move back here from Bonn after German reunification. Now, when we look up at the Reichstag dome, you can see people walking around in there, yeah? You can all go in there. In fact, it is absolutely free. It won't cost you a cent. And over the course of the tour today, I am going to tell you 5 free, worthwhile things to do in Berlin. District before you even got there. That wasn't there to stop you, it was there to slow you down so the guards in the district would do their job. So you get over that one, you're in the west, you're free and clear. The other reason it doesn't look very impressive now is because, well, after the wall fell, everybody wanted their piece of it to keep or to sell, so they came along and they chipped little bits off. We called these people wall peckers. Now, you can still buy pieces of the Berlin Wall in pretty much every souvenir shop in Berlin, but we do think we've got all the bits of Berlin Wall back in Berlin. We could build the Berlin Wall 3 times over, so it may not actually be real, but your cousin or your brother back home, they're not going to know that. I just think it's cool. And you could also, of course, get your own hammer, your own chisel and go and chip off your own bit of the Berlin Wall. However, that is now it was built at a time when the leader of East Germany was a man named Walter Ulbricht. Now, Walter Ulbricht was a hardcore communist, but only one of them didn't tell me, so that's all right. And it was the Australian dude, too. God damn it. Made it to the end of the walking part of the walking tour, which I know some of you are going to be absolutely ecstatic about, especially you. There are pubs not too far away from here, though. You're going to have to get to them somehow. But yeah, everywhere we've walked today, we have been in East Berlin. Okay, so with the exception of when we're standing at the corner at Checkpoint Charlie, but everywhere we were East Berlin. So 23 years ago, things would have been incredibly different. We wouldn't have been able to do whatever we wanted to do. We would have been able to take photos, whatever you wanted to take photos of. The menu in fresco would have been significantly more bland. So it all started to change really in 1985 because Mikhail Gorbachev became the new leader of the Soviet Union. He brought in these 2 new ideas of glasnost and perestroika, a new wave of economic reform and political openness. And really what he said was, I'm going to be concerned with Russia and all you other communist states in the Soviet bloc. You need to sort out your own backyards. I'm not going to be sending in the Red Army all the time. You're going to have a little bit more freedom. So what this does is it means that reformist governments start popping up throughout the Soviet bloc. So by 1989, you've got a reformist government in Poland and in Hungary. But in East Germany, the leader's name is Erich Honecker. He knows that East Germany is defined by communism. If it's not communist, it's just another part of Germany. So he holds on to his power with an iron grip and he doesn't let anything change. So then in May 1989, when Hungary becomes the first country in the Soviet Union to break a hole in the Iron Curtain, Hungary is looking like a pretty sweet holiday destination for a lot of East Germans. You see, they're coming down to Hungary, then they're crossing over the border that is now open, heading into Austria, driving through Austria into West Germany, where they're immediately given West German citizenship. Thousands upon thousands leave in this way until Honecker decides to close all his borders. Now, you've never been able to go to the west, and now you can't even go to the east. Now, the people are very upset by this, so they start to protest. Initially at Monday night prayer meetings for peace. They're getting together and they're talking about politics and change. And these meetings are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and Honecker can see that his people are unhappy. And if someone you know is unhappy, then how do you make them happy? You throw them a giant party. So he throws the people of East Germany an enormous party to mark 40 years of East Germany.
Hard to believe that this is in the center of Berlin. I guess it's like their Central Park in New York. But look how thick it is. Forest, bikers. It's pretty nice.